The medical bay of the Zeta Harmony reeked of antiseptic and despair. Aliana pressed her palm against the reinforced viewport, watching the sleek Carvathi warships disappear into the purple nebula beyond. They had left without ceremony, without remorse, abandoning one of their own on a human research vessel orbiting Kepler-4 for Tubik. They just left him, she whispered, her breath fogging the glass. James stood behind her, arms crossed, jaw clenched. His brown eyes reflected the emergency lighting that bathed the corridor in amber tones. The Carvathi don't do sentiment. You know that. Wounded soldiers are liabilities in their culture. They'd rather sacrifice one than risk the pack. But he's not just wounded. Aliana turned to face her research partner. He's dying, James, and they knew it. Through the medical bay's transparent wall, the werewolf Carvathi, as they called themselves, lay, motionless on an examination table designed for human proportions. His massive frame hung over the edges, grey fur matted with dried blood that had oxidized into black patches. The plasma burns across his torso still smoldered faintly, the flesh refusing to heal as it should have. The Carvathi were legends in the galactic community. 7 feet of muscle and primal fury wrapped in an evolutionary package that had conquered their homeworld through sheer ferocity. Their reputation as mercenaries was unmatched, loyal to contracts, but nothing else. Humanity had only encountered them twice before, always from a distance, always with caution. Now one lay dying on Aliana's watch. The translation matrix is still active, James noted, checking his data. He's been conscious intermittently. Says his name is Elite Shock Trooper. His unit was ambushed during a mining dispute on Kepler's third moon. Aliana moved toward the medical bay entrance. What did he say when they left him? James hesitated. He asked them to make it quick. They refused. Said the void would claim him as it should. The door hissed open. Aliana stepped inside, and immediately the scent hit her musk, burnt ozone, and something else. Fear. Even apex predators felt fear. Vrakar's yellow eyes snapped open, tracking her movement with predatory precision despite his weakened state. His lips curled back, revealing canines the length of her fingers. A low growl rumbled from his chest. Easy, Aliana said softly, hands raised. We're not going to hurt you, humans. The word came out in a guttural snarl, filtered through the translation implant embedded in his skull. Small, weak prey species. Each word cost him effort. Why do you approach? James entered behind Aliana, carrying a medical kit. Because someone has to. Vrakar's laugh was a broken, wheezing sound. My own kind left me. Why would humans ... care? Aliana moved to the medical console, fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. Because that's what we do. It's what makes us human. Foolish, maybe. She pulled up his butt. Her stomach tightened. The plasma burns had infected his entire lymphatic system, if the Carvathi even had lymphatic systems. The alien physiology was barely understood, but we're the only fools you've got right now. James set the kit down and began extracting instruments. Your tissue is rejecting standard regenerative treatments. The plasma damage is too deep, and it's spread to your major organs. Then I die, Vrakar said flatly, as was meant to be. Aliana's voice carried a steel that surprised even herself. Not on my station. Not while I can still do something about it. She pulled up every xenobiology file humanity had on the Carvathi, which wasn't much. Most of it was speculation, combat footage, analysis, and third-hand reports from traders. But there, buried in a classified military document from Earth's first contact scenario, was a single notation: Carvathi's cellular structure shows surprising compatibility with human stem cell integration. Theoretical medical applications unknown. James, I need you to run a compatibility matrix, now, for the next 6 hours. They worked. Aliana synthesized a treatment cocktail that would have made the Galactic Medical Council immediately revoke her license, mixing human stem cells with Carvathi genetic material, gambling that their evolutionary paths had converged enough to trick Vrakar's body into accepting the foreign cells. James calibrated the nanite injectors to deliver the treatment directly into the infection sites. Vrakar drifted in and out of consciousness, occasionally muttering in his native tongue. Once, he whispered. Aliana looked up from her work, meeting those yellow eyes. Because every life matters, even the ones that others throw away. Humans are strange, he breathed. We've been told. The treatment was administered at hour 7. For 20 agonizing minutes, nothing happened. Then Vrakar convulsed, his body arching off the table as the human Carvathi hybrid cells waged war with the plasma infection. James held one massive arm down while Aliana monitored vitals that spiked and crashed with terrifying volatility. And then, slowly, the biosigns stabilized, the burns began to close. New tissue knitting over damaged flesh with visible speed. Vrakar's breathing deepened, strengthened. Color returned to his gray fur, and the necrotic patches sloughed away to reveal healthy skin beneath. By hour 9, he sat upright. Aliana sagged against the console, exhausted. James wiped sweat from his forehead with a shaking hand. Vrakar stared at them both, an expression on his lupin features that neither human could quite identify. My pack left me for dead, he said quietly. You saved me. Why? Aliana smiled tiredly. Because that's what humans do. We don't abandon our wounded. Any wounded. The Karvathi was silent for a long moment. Then he extended one clawed hand toward her, palm up, in what their limited cultural database suggested was a gesture of profound respect among his kind. I was told humans were weak, Vrakar said. I was told you were prey. I was wrong, James snorted. Humanity's been underestimated before. We're used to it. Vrakar's eyes gleamed with something new, not gratitude exactly, but recognition, understanding. My people have a saying, the pack is everything. But my pack abandoned me. He looked between them. Perhaps I misunderstood what pack means. 3 days later, when a human diplomatic vessel arrived to transport Vrakar back to neutral space, he refused to board until he had spoken his piece before their communication array. Broadcasting on all Karvathi frequencies, I am Vrakar of the Broken Fangs clan. His voice echoed across the galaxy. I was left to die by my own kind. I was saved by humans, a species we were taught to dismiss as weak. I declare life debt to Aliana Chen and James Morrison, and I declare this truth. Humanity understands pack better than we do. Aliana watched him leave, knowing the message would ripple through Karvathi society in ways they couldn't predict. James stood beside her. Think it'll make a difference. She thought of those yellow eyes, of a warrior who learned that strength wasn't just about who you left behind, but who you refused to abandon. Maybe, she said, or maybe we just proved what humans have always known: compassion isn't weakness. It's the strongest thing in the universe.